I've been wanting to do one of these for a while. I absolutely love iceberg images. They're such a great way to learn about new things in some of your favorite video games, movies, TV shows, whatever. So, today, I figured I would be doing an iceberg on the game People Playground. I absolutely love that game. You might not think there's very much deep with it, but there are quite a few secrets and mysteries. I looked online and I only found one result for an iceberg image, and it was incredibly unfinished. So I decided to take said image and add on a bunch of points of my own. I'm not taking full credit for the iceberg, but I definitely contributed a lot towards this one. You'll see certain entries that look different from the rest. Those are the ones that were on the original iceberg. But anyway, let's get going. Alright, the top of the iceberg. The first version of the Gross. I definitely know that the Groose had an old design that was in older versions of the game, but I can't for the life of me find an image of it. All maps are a laboratory. This is a theory that states what this entry is. People think that the whole game is taking place within that just because of certain ambience and the overall stale, gray environment of the place. Pacifist refers to a achievement you can get where you don't kill anybody for around 2 hours, I think, in game time. Not many people have it because it's hard not to kill people in the game. But I managed to get it. Snow map fans. This entry refers to the map Snow, where if you go to the top right corner of the map, you can see some large fans on the wall that is responsible for the snowfall. It's a neat little detail that I did not know about before I looked online. People Playground is copying Mutilate a Doll. I can definitely see why people would think this, but I believe I remember hearing that the creator is deliberately trying to make this game a lot different, which I can definitely see. People Playground is a lot more about building contraptions and all that kind of stuff. The pumpkin. I'm assuming this entry refers to a secret you can get whenever you smash a pumpkin. When you smash a pumpkin, there's a chance that this purple, wispy spirit thing ends up flying out, and that's what I theorized that this entry is referring to, which would make sense. The pink syringe. The pink syringe is one of the many syringes in the game, but the difference with the pink syringe is that every time you use it, every time you spawn it in, it has a different effect that is just completely random. It can be growing heads, it could be spontaneous combustion, all that kind of stuff. You never know what the pink syringe is gonna do. Into the water. Hidden music and noises. Hidden music and noises refers to many audio secrets within the game. Hidden music could refer to an entry I will be getting into later, and the noises, there's just random ambience noises that can play, with some I'll be getting into detail later on. I'm covering this first, so it can lead into further entries. Faraday malfunction refers to an achievement that you can also get, where if you go on the tower map and go to a very specific spot on the tower, hook a metal pole to a jukebox with wires, it'll play this weird sound. Black hole refers to something you can do with the decontaminator. If you hook the decontaminator up to a generator and you turn the generator on, it'll cause a black hole that destroys basically everything. Tower television. This entry is connected to Faraday malfunction. If you go to the same spot where you do Faraday malfunction and turn a TV on there, it will play a pretty weird video that I don't know if the purpose of it has ever been solved. I will play the video. The lights are unbreakable. If you look at the top of, I think, every map, you can see giant floodlights on the ceiling that look like your regular floodlights, but they're completely unbreakable no matter what you do. Thing in C. Thing in C refers to this box thing that you can find at the bottom of the C map. The purpose of it, as far as I'm aware, is completely unknown, so hopefully we'll learn more about what that is later on. The Groose was an experimental mistake. I'm assuming this is referring to a theory that the Groose is exactly that. They aren't a natural being, they were an experiment gone wrong, which I can definitely see, given the Groose is the Groose. HitDefault.wav is one of the hidden noises you can hear. I'll be playing it here. Blue thing on blocks. The blue thing on blocks is exactly that, this weird blue thing that you can find in the map blocks in older versions of the game. I believe if you destroy it, it completely destroys the map, but I can't remember for certain what exactly it does because I never had the chance to experiment with it. Body of the iceberg. Tower screams. Screams refer to these hidden noises that you can hear on the tower map. I believe they have been removed, and that they were caused by this hidden radio you could find on the map. The screams were frankly terrifying, and as far as I'm aware, they could play at complete random. The vase. The vase is something you could find on the blocks map. The vase will randomly play this creepy noise, and as far as I'm aware, that was the only ever purpose of it. Holograph text. The holograph text, if you spawn in a holograph, sometimes it'll spawn in with a different message aside from the default. And there are multiple of them, and if you put them in a specific order, it spells out a message. The game is full of things from the future. This is a entry that I'm not entirely sure what the person is referring to. This is one of the original entries, not one of my entries. And I don't know any way of contacting the original creator of the iceberg. Abyss keypad. Abyss keypad is exactly that, a keypad you can find on the map Abyss. if you enter a specific code into that keypad, it will put an image. Well, it'll put an image file into your game files that you then need to turn into a text file. Remove a specific line of text in said file, turn it back into an image file, and then it'll actually show the image. I want to know how the person that figured that out. Sticky Grenade stole from Team Fortress 2. I can definitely see where this is coming from, but sticky grenades aren't from Team Fortress 2. Just because it's a sticky grenade doesn't mean it's ripping off everything, it's just a sticky grenade. Inverse teleportation. Inverse teleportation refers to the most recent achievement you can unlock, which involves you putting together another contraption relating to the Abyss keypad. Panel on C. Panel on C refers to, again, exactly that. If you go above the C map, you can see one panel looks slightly different from the others. Give it a crap ton of explosions, and eventually the panel will break off, leading you to seeing inside the background. And it's definitely a weird effect, given it's like the only real three-dimensional thing in there. When you look in there, you can see a code which leads into solving a different mystery that is uncharted territory. Uncharted territory requires you to build a portal that is related to the panel on C. Once you build the portal, you're able to enter it, and you're led to this really creepy hallway with red flashing lights and a siren going off. When you go in there, you can actually find the old radio from Tower and I believe the vase as well. So, yeah, that hallway is just creepy. Bottom of the iceberg. Music from the jukebox. Music from the jukebox is... The jukebox plays a bunch of classical tunes. Granted, I haven't heard every song from the jukebox, so I'm not sure if there's anything particularly creepy with one of them, or if it's referring to the kind of frequency you can get from Faraday malfunction. Secret text screens. When you spawn in a text screen, it will usually have the sample text of "Hello World." But sometimes when you spawn one in, it can spawn in with a different message. I have put up an image of all the secret messages that you can get that I know of, and some of them are really freaking creepy. David Apple. David Apple is another hidden noise that you can come across. If I remember correctly, it is actually a music thing, but I don't think it is. It's one of the creepier noises you can come across, if I remember correctly. Hell_A through Hell_D. The Hell audio files can play randomly, by what I remember, at the bottom of the Abyss. And I think in certain other areas, but I've only ever heard it at the bottom of the Abyss. Most of them are pretty creepy, but I'll be honest, I actually kind of like how Hell_D sounds. I don't know why. thing in hybrid. When you go to the hybrid map and go to the bottom of the water part of it, people have said that they could hear some kind of gargling noise, like it's coming from this giant creature inside the walls. I remember seeing a Steam guide asking about this, and a couple others asking about it. And I don't know if that's exactly the case. I did hear said gurgling when I tried it out myself, but as far as I'm aware, this is completely unknown. Why does the Groose smell of burnt glue? If you look at the description of the Groose, it'll state that it smells of burnt glue. And that's about it. C.wav. C.wav is another hidden noise. I'll play it right now. The Abyss. The Abyss map. The Abyss map is actually one of my favorite maps in the game. It's a completely flat area and then just leads to this giant drop. And at the bottom of the Abyss, it can get really dark. It's definitely a very creepy map, but I like it because of that. And, as stated before, it is where you can hear the Hell audio files. The Void. The Void is one of the most unique maps in the game, in that it has no solid flooring. It doesn't even have a floor. It's just a completely black, again, void. Nothing's in it. Radio Voice. Radio Voice is one of the creepier random noises that, at least in my opinion, just because it sounds like, again, a voice through a radio, but as far as I'm aware, you can't exactly make out what it's saying. And if I remember correctly, it's one of the few ambience noises that can play within the void, which leads us to the next entry, Void Ambience. I put this one down into the Abyss because it's the void. Ambience should not be in the void because nothing should be in the void. The fact that ambience plays in the void means that it implies something is in the void, and that's just creepy to me. Music on Humongous. On the Humongous map, and I'm not sure if it can play on any other maps, but I know on Humongous, randomly, this music track, but if I remember correctly called Little Prelude, will end up playing randomly. It is a very carnival-esque song, and can definitely catch you off guard if you're not looking for it. Hidden Noises in the Sea. This is the last entry that I don't really know what the original creator is implying. Sea is another one of my favorite maps, and I don't remember hearing any kinds of strange noises in sea. I don't know if he's referring to some ambience that can play, but as far as I'm aware, sea doesn't have any unique ambience. And now we're on the last entry, which in my opinion is one of the creepiest things in this game, that being the Midnight Television. If you spawn in a television and play it at midnight, you'll get something different than the usual television video. I I just don't know how to explain it. You'll just need to look at this. So that was my video on a people playground iceberg. Sorry if this video isn't that great. This was unscripted, and yeah, I've just really wanted to do an iceberg video because I just absolutely love them. I love People Playground because it has so many weird, kind of creepy secrets that it is so good for discussion. If, like, the Midnight Television, or the Hell Ambience, or Void Ambience is anything to go off of, People Playground can be an amazing stress reliever, but can also be incredibly creepy if you stop exploding heads and just listen for a moment. And if you just really think about it. So, that was, my video on the People Playground Iceberg. Mostly created by me, partially created by another person. I will leave a link to all of the videos that I used in this. And I will leave a link to where I got the template for this iceberg. I will still give credit to the person that basically started the iceberg. But I'm just saying I added a majority of the entries on this iceberg. If anybody has any other entries that they could add, or just any other things that I missed or got wrong, feel free to leave that in the comments. And I will see you in whatever other video I decide to do.